Fire. It can be the final game for Alter Ego. It can send Aura back home. Elimination is on the line for game number 4. Into the land of Dawn we go. Aura Fire with an all or nothing draft. A very risky draft. Will they be able to pull this off?
Go big or go home is literally what's happening here for Aura Fire. So we're going to see how it actually unfolds here against Alter Ego. Very team fight heavy, very good control over those team fights as Aura Fire. They might be able to look for pickoffs on the board, but so far, Facehugger as well as Godiva just being such a nuisance here, even from that early game.
I think the side lane matchups, right, are going to be so critical in ensuring how this game plays out. Because Aura Fire, they can play this very aggressive, high-pressure style only if they have lanes that are winning to try and get pressure. If they don't get advantages there, if their laners fall behind due to ganks or roams, Alter Ego can very easily turn this around.
And also note that none of the members from Aura Fire have Purify at all. So just really free farm for Atlas to take in that Fatal Links as soon as he hits level 4.
And to add on to that, it's Fluffy on the Flicker, not the Arrival that we've, we mentioned earlier. So we'll see how this plays out. The reason he was able to find a lot of success was that Arrival in the regular season. Pi, or he uses Petrify right now, is asking me the Tempest Blaze popped in, knock up as well. Pi gonna fall here to the hands of High. Another first blood to the hands of Aura Fire, just like we saw in game 1 and 2.
Very well-timed gank from Aura Fire, but now Alter Ego try and get some exchange here. Fluffy is able to stop the... Ooh, that's the lethal counter being used, but he will eventually fall as High pieces out. It's still a 1-for-1 right now, and you know, with how aggressive the composition is, Alter Ego, I think, it still comes out on top on that one. As we take a look at the talent prediction by Axe, only Wee on the Indonesian desk going for Aura.
Wee alone. In the middle as well there, you can see. But Aura Fire now. Thing is, what does he see in this Aura Fire composition? Because with no Purifies, no kind of like pocket synergies that we've seen before, like the Arrival, and obviously just a melee comp. Fluffy though, jumping in with a heavy spin as well. Udil going to be able to sprint out of there, but he's going to be pinned down. Udil getting brought back, but it's actually miscalculated. Whoa, Facehugger flickers forward, goes in for Stampede, bringing Udil back, but that's going to be the Cold Ulcer popped in. High jumps in with the Tempest Blade, looking for kill onto Udil right now. Udil still surviving for a bit, but will fall in the end to the hands of High. Meanwhile, Pi, in the midst of it all, once again, is able to survive. Leo Murphy was taken down as well. It was a 2-for-0 for Aura Fire.
I would have thought when they get clumped up like that, it would have been Alter Ego Esports with a better time. Was the Atlas level 4 yet?
I guess not here, but they are going to go for a re-engage, not stopping there. They just respawn and they just keep on going. Aura still leading. They secured a turtle here in the 3rd minute of the game.
All things considered, it's still a very even game as we take a look at the emblems. Festival of Blood for Yutong and Takedo, so going for sustain, going for aggressive playmaking, and Demon Slayer for both junglers, but of course Sally Boy will have an edge when it comes down to the securing of mutual objectives. Later on though, I think the range and poke advantage is for Alter Ego, and now they go for Kabuki, but hard guard.
Hard guard comes in, Kabuki flickers forward there, looking for the damage. Sally Boy gonna be stopped there in his tracks, immobilized, but he's still able to survive for a bit. Facehugger picks up the kill. Nino's 1 HP. High is here to pick up the kill. It's a killing spree over to High as he looks for a double kill. Aura Fire are in this to win it.
What counter engage coming in from Aura Fire as that hard guard caused a huge miscalculation for Alter Ego Esports, and then the error just stacked like dominoes. Now Aura Fire with the space, they're going to be able to get a turret in that top side, a 2,800, almost 3,000 gold lead as they continue to push. And that is the beauty of having the Angela, right? Being able to roam around the map very easily, being able to support whoever needs it, and just being that extra +1 factor causing that immense distraction.
Instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy A series here, and look at that. Every time Alter Ego thinks they can try and get an edge, they try and match the aggression of Aura. The hard guard comes in, the cult altar comes in, and they constantly get baited into these situations. This is looking like deja vu from game number 1. They need to try and chill out and maybe scale into the late game. That is where their composition has the definite advantage.
2,000, no, now 3,000 gold lead for Aura Fire as they are going to try and pressure Pi. I mean, at this stage, Aura Fire, they need to be thinking about this really properly, right? Because if they focus too much on Nino, there is going to be a possibility that Pi might be the one carrying in that mid towards that late game. And we mentioned something about this, about the Hydra situation that Alter Ego Esports has right now. So they've already been able to kind of shut down Nino a little bit, but now they need to focus on the other lanes as well.
And looking at this composition again, right, that's another turtle slain for Aura, presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series. Alter Ego have been taking way too many fights in the early stage with their composition. Remember that sure, their composition works on paper, but not in the early game here with the Beatrix and the Yve having to scale up to those item power spikes. They're gonna have to chill out because as you can see, Nino basically does no damage yet. He was forced to go for the steel leg plates defensively early on.
Right, and one of those value are physical defense items right here. It's cheap, it gives you 45 physical defense, so it's ultimately value. But look at the items here. Udil, not even a single item completed. So without the right items, they don't have the right kind of damage to try and match this aggression. So I think they have to just chill out and, you know, play more passively because Aura Fire, their engages, yeah, they have like the heavy spin to try and rely on, but for the most part, their engages are very telegraphed, and I think Alter Ego have more than enough game sense to try and maneuver around and kite back away from those choke points where the Akai can just do insane engages.
It only takes one moment as well for Alter Ego Esports to just deny that gold lead away from Aura Fire. 4,000 right now. Still going to be able to turn it around, especially 40 seconds left on the clock for that next neutral objective. And we're going to start to see them get clumped up. And when they do, Alter Ego Esports have a huge chance to turn it back around. They just need to be very patient and very careful right now.
Aura, though, they've definitely learned, right, from game number 3. Game number 3, yeah. There's no way they actually don't stay disciplined this game. They are going to go for these objectives. Fluffy's just zoning, and they're not really committing to anything, right? So this is what they were supposed to do in game 3 with the lead that they have. But now, Alter Ego are going to be the ones forced to react to the proactive plays placed down by Aura Fire on the map.
If they can stall the game long enough, I think Alter Ego, as we as per our predictions, have a chance here, but they need items and they need the right kind of opportunities. Right now, the turtle is being sieged, but there we go. That's a steal coming in from Zelly Boy.
Lethal counter and a retribution. Leo Murphy needs to back off now. Aura Fire forcing the fight, but Alter Ego do not need to take this. Wise positioning and wise decision-making from Alter Ego. They take the turtle, they back off.
Yeah, I thought they were going to overcommit to that because that would have been kind of detrimental to how they're able to slowly close the gap little by little. Already 3.7 in difference, as now Aura Fire, though, still being able to manipulate these side lanes a little bit better because we saw that the bottom side was already cleared up and unfortunately Nino was forced to deal with that. So a little late in that setup, and that therefore Aura Fire being able to get the advantage in that neutral objective.
I think the mindset that Alter Ego needs to be playing with right now is to ensure that their members survive, right? Because if their members survive, they can snipe, they can use the road manipulation from far away to do damage. But if they try and go for kills, if they get baited to try and secure the kill on High, on Godiva, on Facehugger, that is where they get baited, and they don't have the right composition to try and do that kind of playstyle. So the mindset, how they want to position and who they target needs to be on point right here if they want to get a comeback victory against Aura Fire right now, because Aura is doing amazing.
4,000 gold lead built up, right? And again, Aura are just trying to hold on to this lead. They're using the lead very wisely, pushing out the side lanes, not forcing any fights, and again, using this wave manipulation to set up for the next neutral objective. That now is going to be spawning in 30 seconds. The Lord, Aura though, they're going to go for the pickoff up top. High with a fierce dive, comes in, gets out with the Black Dragon form, but that's a lot of damage placed onto the XP lane. And that's going to be a turret picked up in the top side. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Fluffy goes over the heavy spin, pinning Selly Boy down, but will not be able to get a kill. Doesn't matter though, Aura still are able to play the macro game really well with that turret up top.
That's the beauty of Angela and the Link, right? Because they don't always have to be together. I mean, at some point, Link can always maneuver to the top side, and then the Angela can roam to the bottom side, try and clear those side lanes, and then if something happens, if a gank ensues, she can always use her heart guard to get out. So that's a positive thing that they have, and Aura Fire, they've been utilizing it really well. Alter Ego Esports, they need to clump up to be able to dish out what their composition was made for. And Aura Fire, they're just not letting that happen at all. As look at this, Ling already pushing the top side. You can see how separate the members of Alter Ego Esports are. As Aura Fire, they're actually already setting up for this objective.
Oh my god, what a beautiful pick by Fluffy there. Udil still trying to survive here, but will be taken down by Facehugger. Aura Fire with a 1-0, a man advantage. They're going to go for the Lord. And again, Aura this game have been phenomenal. The way they're playing the map, the way they're using that pick-off potential to chain it towards objectives. But they need to zone Selly Boy. Last time they went for a neutral objective with Selly Boy open, it was a steal. Good secure by Aura. What a very good execution by them.
Absolutely clean from the side of Aura Fire. And now, they go aggressive, but Alter Ego, they are prepared. I mean, as long as Alter Ego really send the beefier members up front, I think they are still in a good spot because without Udil getting picked off like that, there was a very good play by Fluffy that really ensured that they get the pick off and they get that free Lord. I think Alter Ego will wisen up though and won't allow Aura Fire the same opportunities more than once or twice.
Here though, they're gonna have to like give every single turret away. Fluffy though goes over the heavy spin, Selly Boy gonna be brought back, but he's still under the turret. Too risky for Aura Fire. And like we mentioned in game 3, what were they lacking? Discipline. This game, they are truly disciplined. They're not forcing, they're not committing into anything that might give Alter Ego that coin flip back to them.
They know exactly how Alter Ego Esports need to bring it back. They need to be able to work on the momentum off the back of Leo Murphy, and they're not letting that happen at all. They're splitting the map, disallowing that group up, and Aura Fire, 7,000 gold lead here in the 11th minute.
I think right here though, we can see that Aura Fire, the lack of DPS is really showing, but Leo Murphy now gets taken out.
An amazing Temper the Blade play there onto the back line as Pi is still able to actually buy some time, but look at that! Pi gonna be taken down. What was that damage from Aura Fire? I mean, 7,000 gold lead now built up.
High is definitely, high on the gold income, and he is already max level, so he does a lot of damage. But now, this is where it gets difficult for Aura Fire. They have to try and find a way to end the game, despite Alter Ego having a Yave and a Beatrix. Because the longer the game goes, the more the gold difference won't matter. High has reached peak power spikes, and now it's urgent for Aura to try and end this game out.
Especially Udil, Pi, and Nino, they're going to deal way more damage as time progresses. As we're taking a look at the damage dealt, and even now, Udil is #1 in that board.
Wow.
That's the Yi for you, man.
And High.
Wow.
Very good decision there to actually go for the base turret. We mentioned many times, Arashi, that with the First Lord, if you're able to get just the tier 2s, it's already so value. High picking up that base turret just made it super value for Aura Fire. Now, 9,000 gold lead. Take a look at the player's gold here, how it's distributed. It's High and Kabuki, so those are the two main members you want the gold on.
Which is very good for the side of Aura. And they have to try and maintain this objective, but Magic Sentry being used by Alter Ego right here. Pretty smart, but can they do anything with that information? Nino steals the orange buff though, so a small victory, a small silver lining. And again, Aura Fire will just wait for the Lord and try and use that and use the macro play because they do have the Ling, they do have the Angela. The macro play is completely in their control.
I'm curious to see how Aura Fire they're gonna set up for this, right? Especially now that we're entering that mid-stage of the game, that they have to be way more careful. As Alter Ego Esports, they're starting to gain their power spikes here.
For Aura, remember, this is their tournament lives on the line currently. Elimination is going to happen if they lose this game, so they are really just in their flow state currently. Lord Slain once again, Aura Fire pushing their gold lead onto 11,000 right now. This is massive, and I really don't see how Alter Ego can turn this around now. Because with all the zoning, all the damage, the dive from Aura, even a called Alter with the sustainability, are Alter Ego going to be able to withstand this?
I think right now their plan is to try and rely on Nino as much as possible. If you look at Udil, right, his items, he only has 1.5 item completed. It does seem like he's been giving up his farm to try and make sure that Nino stays at a healthy level of income. So the high ground won't be nearly as strong, and we can see that with the Cult Altar available, Aura Fire is very smart in using the cheese, right? The Cult Altar in the way that's as annoying as possible.
Oh, okay. Good micromanagement up top by Nino with the Bennett. Good positioning as well. Hein was looking to dive into Nino, but they were all playing just really well. Fluffy, though, with a heavy spin, comes in, actually able to pin Silly Boy down, is in the back line. The Fatal Links connects onto one member. Hein picks up a kill onto Silly Boy. Diffuse Passion being popped in. The Lord is going to be taken low, but the base is wide open. Wait a minute. No minions on the board. Nino with the Nature Drill trying to buy some time, but the base targeted down by Aura Fire will mean we're getting Game 5 in this series. 2-2. Aura equalized.
Back to a best of one for Aura Fire as well as Alter Ego Esports, as Aura is still able to secure and stay relevant in their playoff run.
The cheese strat with the Cult Altar, man. Aura is just so good at using it. Have all their victories been off the back of the Thermis? Because I remember in the first game they have it as well.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That, again, the drafts. Everyone doubted Aura Fire's draft. Well, Aura Fire, this is what they have, been good at since Season 8. The reason they were able to have such a meteoric rise was because of the draft. And here, they're playing towards their strength. Angela? What? Why are you going for Angela? What? Why are you going for all these? What is going on? It doesn't matter. Aura Fire knows how to pull off these crazy compositions. Gold lane, Paquito, no marksman, no problem.
I mean, at that point, right, if Aura